Hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Friends. I see people coming. Yes. Hello, Niranjan. How are you? Tanmay. Yes. So nice that you are here. Can you all hear me properly? Hello, Archana. Yes. I want to make this session more interactive rather than a one-way communication. You see, there is no point just giving a lecture because so many lectures just go on. Bapu Sahib, good afternoon. So, good afternoon, all my friends from India, and good evening for all those in the Far East, and good morning for those in the western side. Hi Karen, I'm so happy you're here. So, how is Netherlands doing? Hello Paradnya, nice to see you here. Well, we are going to talk mainly on the status of healthcare after completion of this lockdown. I would appreciate you asking questions which I would be answering in between so that it will become more of an interactive session rather than a one-way communication and just giving a lecture. So Karen, I suppose you are hearing me well. That's good. Hello Rashmi. Yeah. Now, I have been asked, I just had a survey asking what would be the preferred language of communication. Well, some of them told me English is better. Some of them said Hindi is okay. Some said Marathi would be fine. It really becomes difficult. But as far as I know that most of the Indian people are multilinguistic. Most of the Indian people know one regional language, the national language, and one international language, preferably English. But today I'm going to speak mainly in English and a bit in Hindi. Something like a Hinglish rather than English. थोड़ा थोड़ा बीच में मैं हिंदी भाषा का भी प्रयोग करूँगा, बट बॉलीवुड स्टाइल से तो मैं बात नहीं कर पाता हूँ जहाँ 2 सेंटेंस हिंदी के होते हैं और फिर 1 सेंटेंस इंग्लिश में आता है. तो यहाँ उल्टा होगा, ज़्यादा इंग्लिश में होगा एंड लेस इन हिंदी. Now, hello Nilima. Yes, you want in Marathi. You will have to excuse me. Next time it will be purely in Marathi. Now, I'm sure you're all committed to get rid of this coronavirus. So whatever you think, you have to put it in words. And words turn into action. And action turns into results. So I would request you to just write there and just write a word called Go Corona. Go Corona is a very, very popular word which has been popularized by the Union Minister Sri Ramdas Ji Athavale. So if you all write Go Corona, you are putting a wish into the universe and telling the universe that we want to get rid of this deadly virus. So just go on putting "Go Corona" and just type on your comment page. Now, yes, thank you, Tanmay. You started the game. Now this lockdown is getting over very soon, and this completion of lockdown is not only in India, but many other countries are also stopping this lockdown and going to a different lifestyle. America is on the way, and some other countries also. Well, we have got another 2 weeks to go on, and after that, things are going to be extremely different. I don't say difficult, because nothing is difficult. Everything is possible. But it is a different ball game which is going to happen all the time after the completion of this lockdown. The healthcare sector will be totally revolutionized. You people, when God forbid that you don't become patients, but if you become patients, you have got many things to take care of. Now, before we go further, let us unfold the deadly nature of this virus. You see, this coronavirus is a very, very different strain altogether. The CDC, the Communicable Disease Center, and the WHO, they are all still working on it, and they are still in a state of perplexed situation to find out much more about this virus. Initially, when we thought about it, we thought it would be just a little variant of, say, swine flu, H4N1, or maybe a little variant of SARS virus. But this is extremely a different form of virus. The first thing is, the spread of this virus is very rapid. It just spreads very fast as compared to the MERS virus or the SARS virus. The nature of spread was very slow, although they were more dangerous, and the mortality was higher with MERS and SARS. But the bad point about this virus is there are a lot of new things coming out. The things about fomites. You know what are fomites? Fomites are those substances or particular place where the virus stays and proliferates and becomes infective to the human beings. These are fomites. Now, fomites could be anything, like the hard fomites and the soft fomites. The soft fomites are nothing but like vegetables, fruits, your milk packet, anything which is soft, or newspaper. Whereas the hard fomites are things like the knob of the handle of the door, or the knob, or your lift buttons, or things like that, which are hard substances, or your handle of the door, the handle of the car door, and things like that. So what they have found out, that on the soft fomites, this virus stays for about 10 to 12 hours. Whereas on the hard fomites, they live much longer, up to even 72 hours, maybe about 3 to 4 days, at a temperature somewhere between 21 to 27 and with relative humidity. But in colder countries, or when the temperature is around 4 degrees and the humidity is low, these viruses survive for about 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 days. In some situations, they have even claimed, one of the WHO research papers says that certain fomites in cold countries, they have found that the virus is viable up to 28 days. So this is the newer things that are coming out. Then the virulence of this particular virus. Initially we thought it may not be so virulent, but now it has been identified that it hits at 3 places. It hits your heart, it hits your respiratory system, and it hits your hematological system. It hits your heart. You can have myocarditis, that is inflammation of the muscle of the heart, ending into pericarditis, decreased contractility of the heart, and any cardiac disorders. When it hits the lungs, you have respiratory pneumonias, and those pneumonias, once if they flare up, it becomes fatal. And the third thing is, it acts on the heme content of the hemoglobin, and something like a carbon monoxide poisoning, it causes sudden desaturation in the blood. Your saturation of the oxygen saturation of the blood can drop down. You become hypoxic. Your respiratory rate goes down, and you need respiratory support. Your hemoglobin goes down. You need blood transfusions and things like that. So that is the virulence which is being studied now. The mortality rate, when they initially started, they thought it would be around 2.5 to 2.6%, somewhere around that. But now they have found that the mortality rate goes up as the patient's age goes up, and a patient who suffers from various comorbidities. So more the number of comorbidities and more the uncontrolled situation of these morbidities, the higher the mortality of that person. So you got to control your all these comorbidities or lifestyle disorders, especially like mainly your heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, stroke, kidney disease. Everything should be well evaluated and kept under control. Hello, Dr. Khanna is here. I am so happy. Yes, you are watching. Dr. Shiban, nice to see you. Then coming to the one more problem about this virus is they have also found that relapse is also one of the important phenomena of this virus. In China, they discovered that some patients who had become negative after a full therapy had turned out to be positive after some time. So the relapse is also one of the important problems. As far as mortality, as I told you, people above 80 years, the mortality is somewhere nearly 36 to 40%. In the age group between 60 to 80, it is somewhere 25 to 30%. And then 40 to 60, it may be around 20 to 22% if the patient has other comorbidities. Now the whole lifestyle is going to change after completion of lockdown. The new mantra that is going to come up is called, as I call it, the DCM is the new mantra. Now what is DCM? I'm not talking about technical term in medical field, which we call it as dilated cardiomyopathy. Well, that is one of the problems that can happen. But DCM, remember, is distancing, cleanliness, and mask wearing. Distancing, cleanliness, and mask is going to be the new mantra of 2020. And it's not going to be just for 2 or 3 months. You got to follow this mantra for at least a year and a half, till this virus is completely eradicated. Now, when I say distancing, this distancing is not only social, but it is also your monetary distancing. People are scared to touch the currencies. I have seen miser people giving away the change and telling them keep the change, because life is more precious than that change. So digital and online transactions are going to go up enormously. As far as social distancing is concerned, we will have to follow the Japanese style. We will have to bow or say namaste, no handshake, no hugging at all. Your social gatherings, your movies, dramas, malls will have to be cut down drastically for at least a couple of months till things are well stabilized. Then going further, the second thing after cleanliness is distancing is cleanliness. And when it comes to cleanliness, hand washing, use of sanitizers are the prime things. Frequent hand washing is not only up to lockdown, but even after lockdown, you got to clean your hands with lot of soap and water. Now, as you all know, why we insist on soap is because soap dissolves the protein coating which is there around this virus. Now, this virus is very peculiar. It has two layers of lipid, and over that layer there is a layer of protein, and this protein layer gets dissolved when it comes in contact with soap. So that is the reason why the virus becomes dysfunctional, and then you in short you kill the virus. So hand washing is very, very important. Sanitizers have to be used liberally, and most important thing is we do not take adequate care of our mobile. Do not use chemicals or gels or any other substances to clean your mobile. But every day when you get up, before your bath, the first thing you should do is clean your mobile with a little bit of soap, and then you wipe it out with a tissue paper, and that is the method which you have to do it. I'm going to make a video about how to clean the mobile. So this is the new mantra: distancing, cleanliness, and mask wearing, which you cannot compromise. Otherwise you could get a relapse, or otherwise we will not be out of this pandemic. Hello Saurabh, hello Yogita, Dr. Yogita Sharma is here. Yes, someone has asked me about plasma therapy, Rashmi. Yeah, plasma therapy was tried in China, and it is giving good success. There are lots of therapeutic trials are going on various treatment policies. There is no definite 100% treatment for this virus yet. A plasma of a person who has been previously infected, if you remove that plasma and give it to a compatible infected patient, then the antibodies which are already formed will help to fight that virus. And that is one of the empirical theories, and that has worked in some cases, but there are no definitive 100% proven methods. Now the next point is, after this lockdown, when you are going to visit a clinic, it is going to be a very, very important matter. Now, no doctor is going to welcome you with open arms like before. No red carpet treatment. The time when you ring up the clinic for an appointment, you will be asked a complete history, whether you are having symptoms or no symptoms, whether you have gone abroad in the recent times, or if you have recently been in touch with any other person who was infected, where you put in quarantine before, and how are your other comorbidities, what are your sugar levels, and depending on that you would be given an appointment. So that is a very important point. This is going to make a major change. Mind you, friends, it is very important to bring it to your notice that even patients who are asymptomatic, means they have no symptoms, they have no running nose, nothing, but if they are a carrier, they can transmit that virus to a doctor or a healthcare worker. So asymptomatic patient cannot be completely ruled out that he is not a carrier of this disease. So basically we have to take a lot of care. We as doctors, we will have to do a lot of things accordingly. Now what we are going to plan, or what our medical associations are suggesting us to do, is give spaced appointments. Like I give an appointment at 5 o'clock, the next patient comes at 5:30, the third patient comes at 6 o'clock. So there is a gap of 20 to 30 minutes between two patients. So there is no crowding of patients in the waiting room. That's a very, very important point. So we will have to give a fixed appointment. We will have to advise the patients to not bring a host of relatives, just one relative or no relative at all, so that there is minimum crowding. Next thing is, you got to wash your hands, put on sanitizer, and then come to the clinic. You cannot just walk in like that. And preferably, not preferably, definitely you got to come with a mask. You got to wear a mask and come to the clinic. If your mask is not of a good quality, we are going to provide you a N95 mask. Most of our clinics, we have decided to give N95 masks to patients, especially in places where we are going to do a 2D echo or a renal Doppler or a carotid Doppler, where the nearness to the patient is going to be more. So where we have to protect ourselves. We as doctors have to take care of PPEs, that is personal protection equipments like gowns, shields, your goggles, then mask and gloves and everything. So mind you, it would be looking scary for you when you enter the clinic now, but you got to get used to it now. We have made certain changes in the clinic, not only me, but so many patients, so many doctors all around in major cities. The doors of the toilets have been removed and plastic curtains have been replaced because the hard substances are very bad for mites. So plastic curtains are being put in. The rooms are kept ventilated and kept open, and there is a lot of air flow going. And the next point is the basins where the taps are there. They are using foot operated taps. So with the foot operated taps, no patient will ever touch the tap at all. And plenty of soap solution available for you. So these are all the changes that we doctors have to do, and you as patients, if at all you come to us, then you got to be prepared to face all these things. If you are symptomatic, no clinic or no doctor is going to accept you to come and get checked for diseases which are not so urgent. For symptomatic patients and for emergencies, you got to hit the hospital. So Rashmi is asking me when the clinic will start. Well, there is a question by Omkar here. He says, does this virus affect the heart in any direct way? No, heart patients have to extra careful in any after the lockdown. Yes, absolutely. As I told you before, this virus likes the heart, this virus likes the lungs and your red blood corpuscles. So it can affect heart, especially if you are a heart patient. You do not keep proper control. If you don't keep your cholesterol levels low, if you don't keep your sugar levels low, if you don't take proper care of all these comorbidities, the virus can hit you hard, especially so if your immunity goes down and if you are elderly. So you got to take much more care in those situations. Now, the consequence of this lockdown further is going to be a psychological disaster. Lots of patients with psychiatric problems are going to come up. There is something called as post-trauma stress disorders, PTSD. This is something which is going to crop up very fast. Any trauma that we face, now this is a lockdown, there is a lot of insecure feeling that people are going to come up with. There is a lot of anxiety. People are going to face problems of sleep, sleeplessness, sleep disorders and sex disorders. A phenomenon of hypochondriasis may come up. Like every patient may think, oh, am I getting this disease? He gets a sneeze and he will be scared. Oh, am I getting this virus now? So he will just run for investigations and checkup. A sort of a fear complex may sit within the mind. So it is very essential to keep your spirits very high. You cannot just become low. Do not feel depressed. This time is going to go away. Tough times never last, but tough men last. Tough people last. So you got to be tough. I have put in some videos which I am sure you must have watched, like how to do Omkar Naad or do Yoga Nidra for sleeplessness, and so many such videos are there to buck up your mind, because that is very essential. You may see a psychiatrist if the things are beyond control. Do not hesitate to see a psychiatrist, because you may be put on anti-anxiolytic hypnotic treatment. I am a man of allopathy, yet I do recommend homeopathic medication, because I have seen lots of patients benefited with the use of homeopathy for mind disorders. So feel free to go to a homeopath and take medicines for your mind which may be necessary. Now friends, you can start pouring on questions if you have. This virus, as I told you, affects patients with comorbid disorders. Now when you say comorbid, again to remind you, heart disease, it could be coronary artery disease, valvular disease, it could be hypertension, then it could be any other vascular problems like having carotid artery disease leading to strokes, then diabetes which is not well controlled, then problems of Alzheimer's and problems of renal disorders. These are all comes into morbid disorders. Now these are the patients who have to get themselves evaluated at regular intervals. You must, according to the morbid problem that you have, you must get your blood test done. First a clinical examination followed by certain blood tests which are relevant to that problem. By that I mean, if you are a cardiac patient, you got to get your lipid profiles, all your LFT, RFT, liver function, renal function, kidney function, and after that HbA1c, that is the parameter for knowing your level of blood sugar control in the last 90 days, your fasting and postprandial sugar levels, then HSC, high sensitivity CRP levels, your inflammatory markers. There are so many of those tests which your specialist or your doctor is going to recommend. So these are the blood tests which you should do at least twice in a year. Then there are specific tests related to those problems. Like if you are a cardiac patient, you should get your 2D echo done. Now during the echos, we are going to do ultrasonographic lung scan to most of the patients. USG's lung scan is coming in a big way, and we have planned to do those, and I'm sure many people are going to do those to identify early infiltration in the lungs by this virus. Now the definite diagnosis to know whether there is a viral infection or not is real-time PCR test, and second is a CT scan of the lungs. CT scan of the lungs can show fluffy areas in the lung even before, much before a patient has a symptom. So that is the very important test that has come in. So these two are more specific for this particular virus. Coming to your comorbid things, the specific test will depend according to your problem. Now, in addition to echo, you should get your treadmill test done once a year at least. Your carotid Doppler, your renal Doppler are also equally important. I have put in a lot of videos to prevent these lifestyle disorders. I'm sure you must have watched those and keep watching them, and those will help you to identify your problem, and there are a lot of other solutions apart from medical treatment which I have already given in those videos. Let's take care of some questions here. Mr. Ajit Sawant says, I am a senior citizen with some specific issues. We are around. Can I call you and talk to you and call you later and come to your clinic, etc., etc., etc.? Yes, I am running 70. Yeah. Now, if you do not have a real severe problem, you can always go for online consultation for the doctors, which is now many doctors are doing online consultation. I have also recently started, and my link for my online consultation is on my landing page, and it's also on this post, this particular live session post. At the top you will see a link. You can just click on the link and seek an appointment, and then we have a fixed time where we can interact with each other on a video call. I will give you about 20 to 25 minutes for the new patient, and we can discuss, and the prescription will also be given to you online without meeting us physically. Now, in situations where a particular test is recommended, you can seek an proper appointment into the split time. Mr. Ajit, yes. Dr. Khanna is asking, what about small clinics with huge OPD? Majority of patients come directly, there is no appointments, come with cash currencies. Lastly, majority of them have cough and cold and fever. Well, that is the a pitfall of being a family physician. Well, we are a little bit better off because we could select our patients. I do agree that this is a problem. So you got to wear an N95 mask, especially a respirator, not just an ordinary N95. A respirator N95 is what I would recommend. Well, you cannot get away with these patients. They are going to come to you. You got to use all other protective ways like the shield, the glasses, and the gown, and examine the patient. And you could separate the OPDs if you want, like those coming with cough and cold, you could just call them in the morning slot, and those without symptoms of cough, cold and sneezing and all, which are non-respiratory symptoms or other other symptoms, you could call those patients in the evening slot where the patients will not mix with each other. The viral load is the main problem. Higher the viral load, higher the risk. And that is why after this lockdown, people are going to be shit scared of certain people. They are going to be scared of healthcare workers. I also know of certain societies here in Pune who have refused to have doctors within their society. People who have been in quarantine and they have come back, they are not ready to accept them. The healthcare workers are a big risk. Not only the healthcare workers, but people dealing with closeness, like massagists, the parlors, the saloon people, they are also going to suffer a lot because they could transmit or they could receive the virus from here and there. Ultrasound of the lung is more cheap than CT lung, besides with no radiation. Yes, absolutely right. Ultrasound of the lung is cheaper than CT scan. Yes, but only in situations where you have a very skilled doctor and an experienced operator. Otherwise, a CT scan is a mechanical job. Yes, the cost wise it is cheaper, and I would recommend a USG of the lung practically in most patients wherever you do a 2D echo. Can ultrasound of the lung be used as a screening test as there changes seen on the lungs before having any clinical symptoms? Well, I am not sure about the efficacy of ultrasound lung scan compared to CT scan, but to the best of my knowledge, a CT scan will give direct fluffy areas in the lung much before the symptoms have come in. And any other questions? Yes. Hi Mariska, you are from Amsterdam. Yeah. Purnima. Yeah. Now, coming further, you must take a lot of care of the fomites. You know what are fomites, as I told you? Any substances where these viruses are residing to infect this human community. They are our biggest villains today. Now, the soft fomites are the vegetables, fruits, your newspapers, your bags, and those things, which are soft substances. Hard fomites are all those knobs and door handles and all those things where they can stay for a much longer time. I recommend that whenever you get vegetables, fruits, or anything from the market, I keep it at a distance from me and keep it around for about 10 to 12 hours. I just don't touch it. Or with my glove, with the gloves in my hand, I would just take those and put in a bucket full of water and soak it in water for some time. Add a bit of soda bicarb, and after that just clean those vegetables properly and then keep it in the fridge. If they are carrying viruses And if you directly keep those into the freeze, you are giving them an excellent area to survive, because they are going to be very happy in the fridge. So before you keep these fruits and vegetables in the fridge, you must wash them properly and thoroughly. Any more questions? Yes. Satya Vijay Narute is a heart patient. How so many days she's suffering from teeth bleeding, and she has gone through heart surgery. She can't take any medicines from the other doctor for his tooth bleeding. What she should do? So please answer. I think Mr. Satya Vijay, you got to get your prothrombin time done. I believe she is on anticoagulation. So this prothrombin test should be done in a nationally accredited laboratory where you get a correct report, and then get back to me. I would adjust the dose of anticoagulation. And if the bleeding does not come down, maybe we will change the anticoagulation or change the whole format and the combination. We are very soon coming out with certain newer projects, what we call as, I would say, the forthcoming projects are we are into making certain videos, say about 30 videos for one topic. Like for example, the Prevent series will come. So you will get a pack. The first pack will be Prevent Heart Attack, which will consist of 30 videos. The second pack will be Prevent Second Angioplasty and Bypass Surgery. So these are the first two which are coming out. These will be followed by Prevent Paralysis. Then the fourth is Prevent Diabetes. Then comes Prevent Alzheimer's. So these are the packs that would come out. Each pack will have around 30 videos, and they would be roughly divided into 4 sections. Module 1, Module 2, 3 and 4. And each module, the first module will consist of knowing the disease, the scientific part of the disease and the modern medical treatment. The second part will be all about diet. That would be another, say, around 7 to 8 videos. The third 7 to 8 videos will be mainly focused on activity or exercise in short. And the last 8 videos will be roughly talking about stress management, because these are the basic 4 pillars of managing any lifestyle disorders. The modern medical treatment and understanding the disease for yourself. Number 2, knowing what to eat, what not to eat, when not to eat, how much to eat, etc. The third part is dealing about the activity related to the prevention of that lifestyle disorder. And the last is, of course, management of stress. So accordingly, say there will be about 28 to 30 videos in one pack. So there will be different packs which will be available to you on a very, very economical price tag. You can watch those videos at your leisure, and you are always accessible to me anytime, either on my WhatsApp, or if you want a medical consultation, I have shared the link where you can just click the link and you get connected to me on a video call. My email is always open and it is accessible for all question and answers or any problem of yours. What more questions? Yes. Alap, you're watching? Yes, myself. Yes. Karen, you're asking for yoga health videos. Yes. Yoga will be a part of every healthcare management, every healthcare disorder pack. Yes. The third part, which I said, activity. Any activity involves usually starting with aerobics, stretching, after that yogasanas, followed by strength training exercise, either isometric or isotonic, followed by pranayam, followed by Shada Chakra Bhedan or Omkar Nath, and ending with Yoga Nidra. This is the general pattern or the outline of any activity. Yoga is one part of it. Because just doing yoga and not doing aerobic or not doing strengthening exercises will not help you in the long way. You need a combination of all these things. Sandeep, yes. And Sandeep is asking, does heart patients are more likely to get infected by such viruses? Yes, yes, of course. I think I have just a few minutes back, I have just finished on that issue. Heart patients are more prone to this virus. The virus has a special liking for human heart and the human lungs. So you got to be careful, take care of your heart problem, and don't get stressed out, don't get worried. Bad times don't last long, they will just go away. But what all things, as I told you, remember the mantra of 2020: distancing, cleaning and mask wearing. You need enough mask to wear which will last you for at least one full year. I have just recently published a video how to make a mask out of old socks. You can cut your socks, or if you are very close to your wife and if she can lend out a slack or a tights, you can just cut it off and make about 7 to 8 masks in that, which is a very simple technique. And you can put a filter paper or a tissue paper in between and convert it into a surgical mask. I'm sure you must have watched that video. And any other questions coming up? The formal online video consultancy, yes. I think, friends, we have interacted very well, and I think these are all the major changes that are going to take place. And the most important part of 2020 is health, which is your wealth. And this health is your wealth. Remember this. And do not forget distancing, cleanliness and mask wearing. This has to be a reflex action which has to take place all along in the next year to go. The Chinese scientist in Wuhan had said this about 4 months back, way back in the first week of January, that this virus is going to stay. This virus will not go away very rapidly. And as he had predicted, that is what is happening. But we as Indians have been little more lucky because of the early lockdown, an increased degree of immunity in our people, using of certain things like turmeric, ginger, your garlic in large amounts in your diet. The temperature outside also makes a big difference, because you see the coating of the virus, as I told you, has a protein coating outside which are spikes consisting of looking like a crown, so it is called corona. But those crowns are sitting on 2 layers of lipid. Now this lipid is nothing but oil. These lipids gets a bit dissolved in high temperatures, whereas in the colder countries, just like any ghee or oil, if you put them in the fridge, it's going to get hardened. So this lipid layer of the corona becomes like a rubber and stays for a longer time. That's why in colder countries they have found that this virus remains viable for nearly 4 weeks. So this is a big beneficial factor for us, and it is helping us indirectly. So friends, take care, and you can feel free to contact me, and I have already told you the ways how to get back to me, and I believe these few points will go a long way to help you. And be prepared for the further battle, because the battle is not over. The whole thing is going to take a couple of months, maybe a year or more, for the total eradication of this deadly virulent virus called coronavirus 2. So see you later, and thank you very much, and bye bye. and just feel relaxed, and everything will be fine. It's only matter of time. Thank you very much again. Thank you.